The mosquito biting you in your own backyard this summer can kill you, not in some far-off country, here, in America. In the last few summers, this country has had homegrown cases of dengue, a disease once called breakbone fever for what it does to the joints. Zika, which can harm an unborn child in the womb. Chikungunya, West Nile virus, now in nearly every state. And these are not rare freak events anymore. Dengue is breaking records across the Americas, with more than 13 million cases in this hemisphere in a single recent year, and people are catching it right here in Florida, Texas, California, and Arizona, without ever leaving the country. And here is the part that should stop you cold. The mosquito you grew up swatting at the dinner table came out at dusk. The dangerous one, the kind that carries dengue and Zika, bites in broad daylight, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, while the children are playing in the yard at noon. You are not safe just because the sun is up. But the Amish have been beating these mosquitoes for generations. No bug zapper, no spray truck, no chemical company on retainer. On farms where the bees are kept and the flower beds are tended, people go whole summers without a single bite, without poisoning a single honeybee. The method is simple, it is cheap, and almost nobody outside those communities has ever been told how it works. By the end of this, you will know how to clear the dangerous mosquitoes off your own property this weekend, for less than the cost of one professional spray treatment. Start with the one thing most folks get wrong because nothing else works without it. Mosquitoes do not blow in on the wind. Every mosquito biting you was born in your own backyard, in standing water, and not very much of it. The mosquito that carries dengue and Zika does not breed in the big swamp. She breeds in the little stuff, right up against the house. A bottle cap of water in the fold of a tarp is enough. A clogged gutter holding half a cup of rain for 4 days is enough. The dish under a flower pot, the saucer under the dog bowl, a soda can in the recycling bin. She lays up to 300 eggs in less water than you can hold in your cupped hand, and she lives and dies within a couple 100 feet of where she was born. Which means the dangerous mosquito biting your family is one your family is raising itself, in a container you walk past every day and never look at. So here is what to do this weekend. You need 3 things: a 5-gallon bucket, dark colored, not white, a few handfuls of grass clippings, and 1 container of something called mosquito bits in the garden section of any hardware store, about $17. Set the bucket somewhere out of the way, behind a shed or a hedge, away from where you sit and eat. You want the mosquitoes drawn away from you, not toward you. Fill it halfway with water, toss in a handful of grass clippings and a few dead leaves, just enough to make it look dirty and swampy. The dark color and the rotting clippings together are what fool a female mosquito into thinking this is the perfect place to lay her eggs. You are building a counterfeit swamp, the most attractive piece of real estate on your property as far as she is concerned. Then take 1 heaping spoonful of the mosquito bits and sprinkle it across the top of the water. That is all. No stirring, no measuring. What is in those bits is called BTI. It is a bacterium that lives naturally in soil all over the world, and what makes it remarkable is that it kills exactly one kind of creature. When a mosquito larva eats a particle of it, it gets a hole in its stomach and dies within 24 hours. It does not work on anything else. Not on bees, not on butterflies, not on dragonflies, not on fish, frogs, songbirds, or a dog that drinks from the bucket. The gut of a mosquito larva is alkaline in a particular way, and the toxin only activates in that exact chemistry. A honeybee's gut is completely different. So is yours. This is not fringe science. Germany has used BTI in its public mosquito program since 1981. Pennsylvania and Maryland use it. They drop it from airplanes over marshland. It is the same product public health departments reach for when they need to knock down the dengue mosquito during an actual outbreak. When lives are on the line, the professionals use BTY, and anyone can buy the very same thing for $17. So why are most lawn care companies not using it? Because it is cheap. It is sold over the counter, and once you know about it, you do not need them. A $17 container lasts a family the whole summer. A monthly spray contract runs $60 or more a visit. You do the math on which one they would rather sell you. And worse, what they spray often kills every insect it touches, including the honeybees your food depends on. BTI does not. One spoonful kills every egg laid in that bucket for 2 to 4 weeks. Then you add another spoonful. That is the whole maintenance schedule. For a half-acre lot, you want at least 3 buckets, one on each side of the house, always hidden, always away from where people sit. For a ditch, a low spot, or a rain barrel you cannot dump, they make the same thing as a little brown donut called a mosquito dunk. Toss one in, it covers about 100 square feet and lasts 30 days. And do not forget your gutters. If there is any debris up there holding water, sprinkle a spoonful of bits straight in. That is often the single biggest breeding ground on the whole property, and most homeowners have no idea. But the most important thing costs nothing. Once a week, in the cool of the morning, walk your whole yard with an empty coffee can and dump everything holding water. Every saucer, the wheelbarrow, the kiddie pool, the bird bath, the tarp folds, the toys, the recycling bin. If you have an old tire pile, get rid of it, because a tire is the single worst mosquito factory ever invented, and it is this mosquito's favorite home in the world. 5 minutes a week. The mosquito starts in the water. End her there. That handles the EGGS, but there are still adults out there right now looking for blood. Use essential oils, real concentrated extracts, cedarwood, rosemary, clove, lemongrass, and peppermint. You can buy them pre-mixed at the hardware store. Skip the hose end sprayer, it is too weak. Use a pump-up garden sprayer, about $40. It lasts a lifetime. Fill it 3/4 with water, add the oil the label calls for, shake until it turns cloudy like skim milk, and spray. But here is the trick. Do not spray the open air. It evaporates and is wasted. Spray the underside of leaves, the inside of hedges, the back of the woodpile, the eaves and lattice of the porch, and down low where the daytime biter rests in the shade, waiting for evening. Do that, and you hit the whole adult population in one afternoon. Just do not spray flowers in bloom, because even though the oil will not kill a honeybee, it will tell her to go pollinate somewhere else. It lasts 2 to 3 weeks, and you redo it after a heavy rain. That is the entire system. Buckets, dunks, oils, and walking the property. It costs about $60 to set up the first time, less than $30 a season after that. It takes one weekend, and you run it yourself for the rest of your life. No contract, no fog of poison drifting onto a child's swing set, no harm to the bees. So this weekend, walk your property and dump every bit of standing water. Put out 3 hidden buckets, dark-colored, half full, a handful of clippings, a spoonful of bits in each. Drop a dunk in the rain barrel and the gutters. And if you have time, spray the underside of every shrub and porch. By next Saturday evening, the porch is yours again. The bees are still working the flowers, and the yard is finally safe at noon as well as at dusk. If this helped, tell me in the comments where you live and what the mosquitoes are like there right now. The folks in these farming communities already know this works. This is for everyone outside them who was never told.